to the next part of episode 73 of 20 Sided Tales, The Mending. Where last we left off, it was a victorious celebration for Alikos and his new teammates here at the a gala, big dinner that was being held in front of the Lady Luck barge on the docks after he had won the rowing marathon, the competition, and earned the favor of the people here once again. We see the characters, our cast members, all sitting around a table here. Lord Hammond amongst them, as well as Lorelai, Ignacio's adoptive mother in a sense, and uh, it's just a good time. You guys have been laughing and sharing food, and it's been a little talk business and the ongoings of the United Kingdoms and so forth. But all is well, and we can see like the time has progressed. It's maybe a little bit later in this affair. People have started to take their leave and so forth. And at one point in this latter end of the night, uh, the Vizen, the leader of this city, Lord Magnar, approaches with some of his guards. "Ah, it is wonderful to see you again, my champion, Alakos. Yes. Citeri, your name will be remembered in the tales I tell for some time. And as such, you must be rewarded. Wouldn't you agree?
My lord, the honor was being on your rowing team. And don't forget about the others as well, Ajax and the other two. They played just as much of a
There's
part as I
humble
did.
man. Very good. He understands that the patronage of mere duty can be enough to sate a man's desires. Look upon him, everyone, for he dines with friends, family, and denies this trove of wealth I place before him because he is a good man. Of course, he has no want for this, but I will show him anyhow. And he like ushers to the guards behind him, and they open up a chest of about 10,250 silver pieces,
Holy
about the
crap.
equivalent of his weight in silver pieces. But of course, you do not want this, do you?
As you'll, I guess so, because you're kind of adjusting the taunts on top of his head. And, this competition was for the honor and the glory of yourself, Vizen, Lord Hammond, and the Fisher King. And I say in his honor for what he did yesterday, and keeping his memory today for the city that he loves so much. Let the money go back to its people. Back to restoring the city from the evil that he fought so very hard to keep us safe from. Let it go
Here.
to the heroes who helped him, and to their honor and their families. Let us never forget him. As he will hold out a glass to give it like a toast.
Everyone here stands up, raising a glass.
A toast. As he will lead the toast with the first drink.
And they do. Everyone drinks. It is a big moment. Truly being like a noble in that moment, as these 10,000 some silver pieces get taken away to be given as part of a relief fund what happened in the recent nights. Giving you a huge reputation bonus of the city, but leaving your pockets empty. Lord Hammond looks at you with a smile. Looks to the rest of you, probably looks at Ignacia the most, and says, coinage comes and goes. I'm sure you'll have another chance.
Agni, I'll never wavered for half a second. She, cheered exactly when Alikos said to cheer, and then there was just a kind of expression, but she's still smiling even though it's a thing, and she looks to Lord Hammond and tips her glass slightly and says, "Ah, yes. Money is just money. I'm sure I could get some relatively easily should I require it. It's all
You
right.
all have everything you need around this table.
Indeed.
Agreed.
I have an early day ahead of me. Expect the same of some of you. You can expect to hear word of me in your predicament in Baldrick's Watch in the following weeks. If you have need of me in the more immediate time being, seek me out of my estate.
Of course.
Sleep
Smell
well,
it.
my lord.
It has been an honor to sit here and dine with you, heroes. Good evening.
The honor is ours.
He smiles and cloak flourishes a bit as he walks away.
Or will I go with him?
No, she just watches him and she says, like, "What a man," under her breath.
And he just nods. Leaving in the morning, Lorelai.
Oh, we've already left.
You haven't.
Oh,
Oh, I shipped off this morning. She takes the last sip of this fishbowl.
Oh, right. I promised a certain tiefling that I'd say goodbye before she left, so...
In all seriousness, they're not far. They've packed everything up while the loud ramble of folk scrambled about today. They went, left nothing behind but a rose where the tent once stood. But they're not far. Just hiding, waiting out. We'll be picking up, heading south. You're traveling with us, are you not?
Look to the others.
Some sort of maybe ceremonies to be had, hey?
don't see a reason why not.
Turn to Adlin. Just telepathically through Electra. Says, I know you still want to take care of the black market here, and I'm not saying that we don't. The black market is also what has been influencing Pippa Penny. Even if you don't deal with them here, if we're on the road, we're still on their trail.
And he just said back, the people here, and he's looking around at the barge when he says here. They're easy people. They're people looking for money. That's not a problem. The real problems are somewhere else. This we can leave alone because it's just greed.
Agni nods and looks back to Lorelai and says, I think we'll be with you, yes.
Alright.
I think I'd be back with you all. I'm excited to go.
I wasn't gonna let you get away from me. Not yet.
He kind of gives a bit of a like she laughs at first, and then there's a bit of a strange expression. A bit
It
of
was a strange thing. She
That's not what she said.
smiles at you, and it's almost like she's smiling at prey for some reason. Like, I don't know, it's weird. Like,
Yeah. Completely get it.
she was all right. Caravan camp is waiting for us. Whenever you all want to be off. Sure, you have some of your belongings and such strewn about the city. Hotel room floor, perhaps. Get your things together. I won't go anywhere till you're there.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Lorelai. You know that the carnival likes to come in screaming, howling Imaginarium and all of that. So they like to disappear quickly.
It was just a dream. Or
Know
an
your
evocative
tricks.
nightmare. Such is life. Well, she gets up and stumbles a bit. It's the first time she stood up in a while.
Alright, Lorelai. yourself.
And she struts away with perfect form. You do see her catch Lord. If you're watching her go, probably are. It's like the end of the night. Most of the tables are cleared. Just kind of watching her take that walk out of the outdoor beer garden area. She does catch Lord Hammond on the way. You're not sure what they talk about, but they exchange words. There's a manner of embracement. Nothing like super public and overt, but she continues on. She is out of sight down the docks, leaving just the Vanguard and their sleepy pets around this table.
Turns to everybody, and she's, is there anybody like around to where they could be like, were they like listening or that's
No, there's like too much ambient noise and stuff. Like, I mean, if someone's a professional lip reader, I mean, anything's possible.
Right.
It's not like you have a wall up around you.
Right.
At a beer garden outdoor, there's like a bunch of tables, out.
Okay. He kind of just turns to everyone as well. Was planning on attempting to bully the Vison into paying us for our Aboleth adventure, but I think that's going to work anymore. Oh,
Well,
don't think we really have anything in
we've
this
got a little
town.
bit.
Meant that's holding us here anyway.
No,
You know
not
what?
really.
It feels better to not get paid and to just have done something good.
Let's just chalk it up as we're setting up for future things. Now, is it going to be a problem? Actually, while we're heading down that way, I would like to spend a night at Mossfield. Think that's going to be a problem with them?
Is Mossfield on the way to Baldrick's Watch?
Aldrich Watch? I think so.
You see the map for a sec? Okay. I thought Baldrick's Watch was just down south.
Yeah, it's like right here, so we'll be passing right by it, I think. Well, nope.
I need to zoom in. Sorry. Can you ping Baldrick's Watch for me?
Doop.
Oh shit. Okay, it's way.
Yeah.
I thought Baldrick's Watch was over here.
Yeah, no, we're gonna come by it depending on which way we go. If we go through King's Cross, we'll pass right by it. But if we go over by I can never remember the name of that place.
Lorelei and the caravan are going this way. They're like out of town. That's what they intend. They're going to be traveling like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's the quickest way.
Might be able to
that's fine.
Mossfield, though.
That'd be
We might
fine.
be able to at here swap over to. Alright, we might be able to pop over to Mossfield.
Yeah, you could always stop at that junction and go to Mossfield. It's only like a day detour, and there's a lot of bureaucratic things to go down from what you know, right? Trying to get this sentencing delayed and
yeah, that and if we ended up wanting to, I could just jump on Cluso and head over that way, take care. Which I'm just really gonna go pick up some more
in
money.
that case, you could go there and back. You can cover a lot of ground like that. Pretty much double.
I'm sure the caravan will slow things down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so at some point I'll just split off to go do that real quick. Restock us a wee bit.
Yes, that would be good. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
We can also bring our. Let's not forget to bring our carriage. We can keep that in the caravan, so we have everything. So
Yeah.
we would have forgotten because we're like that.
Yeah.
Damn, my whole idea of where we were on the map is so wrong. I totally thought Bevel Bay was like up here.
Yeah, I did too. I don't know why.
No, it's
I
on,
thought we
it's
were
on
up
the-
here.
It's on the east side of Lake Anaki.
Yeah, he's right.
You're right. No, of course he's right. He knows. But for some reason, I
That's
thought
right.
we were at the top of Lake Anaki.
Even
But I
though
mean,
it's-
now that I think about it, it makes sense.
The only thing you've ever heard about it is that there's a city of fox people.
Cool.
And the person who told you that was the hobgoblin who adventured with you. on behalf of the sage Orim.
Yep.
Remember when you're dealing with Augment way back? Yeah, he
yeah.
had that jar of goodberry jam, and that's where he gets it from. He says he would make trips to Elm Hollow, which is like northwest off of Lake Anaki.
I still have my jar of goodberry jam.
Jar
It's
of
still in
goodberry
my,
mold.
inventory.
It's a good thing it's preservative.
It's
Or
preservative, yeah. It's not going bad. I haven't opened it. All right.
See you guys kind of lay in some plans. Maybe you've got like some of your
Wait.
drinking cups and things on the table, using them as like markers, like
Hang on,
using the
Adlin.
plate. Like this is like a Naki. We're over here.
I'm so confused. Why is everybody talking about leaving? I thought we still had that business to deal with.
Wait, which one, Alikos?
Leaning in. The market.
No, oh yeah, that's not an immediate issue.
What are you talking about? That's the whole reason we came this way.
And he'll go ahead with silent speech, just kind of explain to you a bit about the guy who's in charge here, in his position in it. That he is just a crook, but he's just after money. He's not doing any shady cult stuff. Yeah, so really, he is not so dangerous that it requires everything to be dropped and dealt with. He's just a guy looking to make money, and funny thing is that he's making good money right now being pretty legal. He's not a problem.
So we're gonna be following the circus?
For now.
Adlin.
And get
Look,
our
this
interest. Thing that we're interested in here is what's currently messing with Pippa Penny
Mhm.
and Baldrick's Watch.
that has more to do with the other side of things, the side that's more concerning.
The criminal
Because
side.
and he'll once again slip back into silent speech for this part. Remember that they're living in people's skins, and I don't want to tell Agni yet, but that might be a possibility with this Pippa person.
Wait. They being...
Don't say anything out loud. The devils, remember? They were living in people's skins. Don't you say a fucking word.
Are we gasping?
Oh, well, he was being a bit of a dick, so I kicked him under the table.
Alright. I guess we're heading probably on the main Pumpernickel Lane, all the way from King's Cross to Mossfield to Baldrick's.
No, or looks like we're going to go down, hit the Crescent's Way, go east from there, and then take Braunhus Run. And I might split off around the time we start going along Crescent Way to go pick up some things from Mossfield. That and check on the kids.
That should be well enough. And one more thing while you're over there.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that the road to Erisaka from Mossfield was going nicely. Perhaps see if you can, I guess, try to find some, maybe some merchants, try to rouse some interest in that area.
If I run in, if I run in anybody, I'll ask them, and I'll tell Yanni to keep an eye out.
I'm sure you mean Riverfall.
Right. Kind of looking over to Adlin, remember the conversation, like, oh, yes, Riverfall. Sorry. It's been...
So,
It's been a long 48 hours.
What's up, Anna?
not to make things more complicated, more just curious. Why not just take this path right here, down from there? Go back and then down?
Because the circus is planning on taking this other path. It'll get them to Baldrick's Watch quicker. And really, it only takes one person to run over to Mossfield, and I could do that in about a day.
Choose the side
Circus.
shake and nods.
Circus is like you're in your family. They took Pippa, so they're gonna go as fast as they can. They're not gonna stop if they can't avoid it.
Right.
Want
Right.
to take the fastest route, because if they get there and she's already been sentenced and hanged or something like that, that's the last thing we want when she's innocent. No, the circus is weird and crooks and liars. The Penny may have been all of those things, but didn't do what they said she did. She's not an idiot.
All right, well, we should go get packed up then, I think.
Real quick, they like to slip away.
All right, I'll go get the carriage if y'all go get y'all stuff.
That's good.
All right, meet y'all at the gate.
Alright,
I had this horrible realization that they're about to be traveling with her family.
Road trip, road trip.
we cut away
Just this-
from this. Are you saying something?
I was gonna say just this horrible realization that Acne has of, oh no.
I believe we should divvy up the funds. Kind of look at it to you, Edlin.
You mean with what we got left?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, as we're kind of at the gate, he'll go jump into the cauldron up top, fish out the chest, and
Yeah.
pull out the key. So we have 125 gold. That's all and some gems that are just in this chest.
As he will
Do you want
put
to
in.
sell those quick?
Mm.
We're in town. We're not going to be in a big city like this for a little bit. Good place
Yeah.
any is to sell them.
It's
Yeah.
like late at night now.
Shit, okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Oh well.
Market. No, that was a one-time thing.
That was festival. But
Yeah.
Oh, they do have a night market, actually. That's still open.
oh yeah.
I mean, you
Oh,
might be able
hey.
to haggle gems there, but not like the gem retailer, like the big jewel store isn't open. But like
Mhm.
a guy to haggle with is in the night market for sure.
If y'all want to give it a go.
We're gonna pass through. We're gonna pass through another major city. I don't think we are.
Baldur's Watch is the capital of Roxanburg.
We'll sell them in Baldur's Watch. We'll be fine.
All
Agni
right.
says, "I've got 170 gold on me. I don't need
That's
anything.
more than in here.
I don't need anything. I can put in for you guys. I'm pretty
Well,
good.
matter of fact, if we can get this chest as empty as we can, I'm probably just when I go off with Cluso, the more empty this is, the less like I gotta. I'm saying take what you want out of it because I'm gonna be filling it back up when I get back to Mossfield.
Don't need anything. Anyone else needs to take something?
Lord, do you require a coin?
Oh no, I won a little bit of money at the barge.
Ah,
I can
that's
say I'm quite the gambler. Yeah, Yanni better watch out.
good. He'll take everything you own.
Oh, I know. Before you know it, I'll be calling him Lord.
Yeah, don't sit down with him.
And Agni, I hope you understand. So, when we do get to Baldrick's Watch, since we'll be there, I plan on going back to the Crystal Caverns before I make my way back to Riverfall. Sana, I believe you'd like to join me on a little, I suppose, pilgrimage.
Yes, if I could. From what you've told me of it, it definitely sounds like something we're studying.
Crystal caverns, they really help remind you, I suppose, of who you want to be.
Okay, but don't go making any fucking deals.
Deals?
Ignore him. For once, ignore him.
Will we be going with you?
That is your choice. I suppose
I'd very much like that.
it'd be good for me to meet an old friend. Well, friend for me. I think you shot your more fair among the bolts, Adlin.
Yeah, well, a fallen celestial being. I'm not the. Anywho, so yeah, it's side trip.
Offer's always up, Sana. Agni, Adlin. So,
So I'll go.
Yeah.
Lorelai, we're ready when you are. Pepper's all loaded up.
Slaps the butt.
Well, slaps
Have to
the...
go meet Lorelai. The
You're, like, saying
circus
that
is
as
off
you're, like-
hiding. Okay, go ahead.
He's saying that as you guys are maybe like coming back past where the tent was set up, and it's just gone. There's no garbage, no evidence, no compression in the ground. The grass has been fluffed, and there's just a little red flower where the tent was. And you know that Agnesia knows it just a little bit further. They left already silently. So you guys continue off. It's very late at night, like past midnight, definitely.
Agni know where they'd go to wait.
Yeah, she told you. She gave you like general directions. So you start like heading down out towards taking one of the paths towards the Crescent Way, one of the main roads, and just in the dead of night, keeping your senses alert, you eventually make out the sound of some music, a bit of howling, you could say, and kind of hidden amongst some trees on the north side of the road, and out of sight is a small caravan. The circus, the Howling Imaginarium. You guys are probably quite tired by the time you get here. They look like they're still in pretty high spirits. Just kind of not a big party, but there's music being played, a bit of singing.
Once they're a decent way out of Bevel Bay, Agni
Yeah,
drops her
they're-
disguise for the very
They're
first
about
time.
an hour. Yeah, it's like about an hour walk away, at least.
They've got the carriage and everything.
Yeah, you would have picked that all up. Yeah.
Agni drops disguise self for the first time in public in a long time. Feels nice. We'll leave them down. As they're all, I assume they're just settling down
They're
for the
just
night
chilling.
type thing.
Yeah, they're gonna stop for the night here.
Hello again.
There's a cacophony of hellos.
A lot of people.
You guys are welcomed into the camp. They don't really have like extra room for you per se. I mean, you could just like squeeze in somewhere, but you guys have your own carriage and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody seems to be here. Nobody seems missing. Good.
You go around, you start Click, Misty, Phaedra, like just like saying names all to your head. Yeah, everyone's here. Some people like Click's just kind of in a hammock, hanging out. He's one of the people playing an instrument in a manner of way, strumming at some kind of ukulele. Briggs is there. He looks happy to see all of you, especially one of you in particular. Kind of blushes a bit.
Sweet boy.
Yeah, Kolib, Varun, and Danny all run right up to you.
He gives him a big hug. I told you I wasn't going anywhere. I head down to Baldrick's Watch with you guys.
Yeah, they're all ecstatic and like vying for your attention. Danny's being a little bit more restrained, but she's probably the happiest of the three of them. Just like genuinely.
And he gets a very soft expression around those three. She looks very happy that they want something to do with her after she left.
Now you can totally see like there's a pep in their step, like since seeing you the other night. It's like life just hit a high note. They're feeling young and unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else here is, it's like the night after a show and like partying and stuff. So they're just sort of winding down. They plan to take off come dawn. In the next like not that long, like 4 to 6 hours or so till dawn from right now.
It's like them to get a little bit of sleep.
Just a little bit of sleep, and then they're gonna hit the road. Alright, unless there's anything you guys want to do, you're able to set up for the evening. Put yourselves in a comfortable way and drift off into a full unconscious state.
Yeah, tiny hut. Hell yeah.
Maybe not so vulnerable because you have a tiny hut around you.
Yeah.
Only vulnerable to one another.
During-
Alright, good call. Good call.
During the late evening, or I suppose early morning, whichever it is, Alcos is going to, he'll even still stay up to do this. I'll make a con save if he has to, but he's going to try to sneak away from the group, remembering a promise he made to someone.
Yeah, you sneak away.
Yeah, so he's gonna just kind of wait outside on the outskirts of the camp, in the fringe, just leaning onto a tree,
Head back
just
towards
remembering
the tree a
that,
bit, leaning on a tree. Yeah.
remembering that promise. He's gonna wait for a particular tattooed woman if she shows up.
Yeah, I know. You wait for how long do you wait?
It's probably dark.
You waited a bit to
till-
like you probably slept a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
got up when everyone was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Set like a mental alarm.
Yeah. I'll probably kind of just wait and probably snooze, like just space out, but try not to fall asleep.
It's
So
nearly
nearly dawn,
like
yeah.
nearly dawn.
Yeah,
when
I'll
you
wait for
see-
dawn proper. Sorry.
Yeah, you see her come walking down the road. Doesn't look like she's changed. Maybe just like threw a coat on.
Mm-hmm.
She's holding something in each hand.
So he'll give a. He goes to give away, but he realized no, now it's probably not a good time. He'll allow
It's
her to
about
approach.
60 feet away. She gets about 60 feet away from you, but the whole time she's walking up, it's just very slow, and you just hear the crunch of her footsteps on the dirt path. Then she just abruptly stops at about 60 feet. You can see what she's holding is a spear in each hand,
Spear.
and she chucks it, not like at you to hurt you, but like to like here, like arm yourself. Just like. Do you take it?
Yeah, so he'll
Yeah, you
Take it and-
snag it out of the air as a spear master yourself.
it's looking at her, slight confusion. What?
She points her spear at you.
Mm.
You killed my father. Now put your head on that spear, just like you did his.
Stone Bear.
She just nods.
Joseph Stone Bear.
Fight me! She just like yells out.
Okay. Yeah, alright.
Are you gonna fight
That is
her?
what you. Yeah, he'll give her the combat, but he's not going to try to stab her. He's just going to try to constantly parry, and just tire her out. Just try to out fatigue her.
He's going for the kill, but okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alikos, no, he's not even gonna stab her
I don't think I'm
once.
gonna pull out a battle map or anything for this. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
And I'll pull up her sheet, obviously.
Okay. I want to be like he.
You're both 60 feet apart, so just roll initiative.
Okay. 12.
Yeah.
And it'll be normal because he's not gonna rage. So. Oh, nice.
Yeah, she hates you.
Yeah, I understand. She has full right to.
Okay. She just starts running as soon as you accept and give her like the nod and like you recognize who she is, you remember what you did and kind of admit it.
Oh, I feel so bad.
She sprints up to you, closing that 60-foot gap
Like a
like it was
Chad.
nothing, and stabs at you 3 times.
Nice.
It's just a basic spear.
Mm-hmm.
She's wielding.
Ooh, hits. And he does not have a shield, so his AC is only 18.
Yeah,
Hits.
neither does she.
Right. It has more than. Oh, okay, so 12.
She's
plus
she's
22,
fully yeah, she's like fully charged right now.
36.
She kind of knew where you were going, long rested, and like picked this opportunity to come at you when you were alone, and just putting everything into this.
Mm-hmm.
It is your move.
As he stabs her, as he gets stabbed, he's gonna just take the moment and try to cast Entangle. Just oh, and he did not long rest, so he only has 2 slots, so he has 1 slot left. As strength check for her. Your father was the wisest man. One of the wisest men I knew. My biggest regret. Every day I regret stabbing him. I regret what I've done.
He got killed by you. She's just like screaming, calling you a coward. But roll a charisma check.
Disadvantage, I'm guessing.
Persuasion. No, just flat roll.
I'm gonna use inspiration because he truly means this. The things he's done, that was probably the farthest off the end he's gone, and he knew Joseph Stonebear could have probably put him on the right path. He could have been like Cormac. He could have been Cormac earlier. Maybe Alikos would be for the better if he just wasn't so entranced in his blood. And as he's almost really glad she's attacking him. Glad he's stabbing him. Just as that reminder of where he's come from. It's a reminder of what he has been, what he could have had, and what he can do now. As he burns that inspiration. 13.
He's struggling, and she's kind of lost a little bit of the will to fight. She just starts yelling, "You're supposed to just fight me!" You're not giving her that. Like, you're just talking to her and like restraining her there. It's not what she wanted. It's not what she saw. What her vengeance was gonna be. And then eventually she kind of like snaps
Tired
free.
of fighting.
You don't get to pick when the fight is done. You don't get to decide. And then she kind of like disengages away from you.
Yep. I'm right here. As he's still just standing in the open, like a spear in one hand, his arms wide. Take your vengeance if you want it.
This is not the vengeance I want. And she spits to the ground, like towards you. But I will have it. One day, Everyone
Wait.
will see you for what you really are. And then I'll put your head on a spike. And then she runs off.
Wait,
Up,
young Stormbear.
off the road. She stops at the top of this hill, kind of takes one last look back.
I know what I've done, and I know nothing I can do or say will ever make atoned, ever fix that hole in your heart. And just know I don't blame you for what you do. I don't blame you for the anger you feel. I'm so sorry, and I truly
Destroyed everything. She just calls out from the top of this hill.
And then let me help put it back together. Please give me that chance.
Just nods her head no, kind of spinning her braid around as she goes into a full sprint over the horizon of this hill and out of sight.
As he just kind of looks in, seeing his breath, he just throws the spear into a tree. Just no matter what he does, he doesn't know if he can ever atone for the wrongdoings he's done. He just wonders if he's just joking, if it's all just a joke, if he can ever be repaid. As looking back over the horizon and trying to wipe away some of the new frown holes in his chest. He'll slowly make his way back to the tiny hut.
Like the camera sort of blurs from you, and we see the tiny hut and the caravan in the distance, and kind of fast forward towards where Agnesia kind of like rolls over and kind of wakes up, realizes Alikos is in there.
What's up?
And you just kind of hear him approaching from outside.
Alikos?
Sorry.
Kind of crawl out of the tiny hut a little bit. She sees him coming.
So, yeah. He'll
Bleeding.
See, he can't even think of a lie. He doesn't want to disrespect you. Passive insight. Yeah, just sins from my past. Nothing more.
Kind of looks at him.
He gives a pained smile.
Agni isn't smiling. Not angry, she's just looking. You sure you're okay?
I have to be.
And puts her arms open.
He will just return the hug, and at first it's gentle before it gets really firm. Just try to hug out his frustration before he lets you go with a small pat to your back.
Look tired.
It was a long time coming. Once we get back to Riverfall, and we can have a moment to truly relax, not party or engage in witty banter. And perhaps then would be a good time, I suppose. But it looks like we have a long road ahead of us.
Don't we? Assuming that there's still a little bit of time left before dawn or whatever, and he just kind of guides his head to kind of rest on her kind of shoulder, chest, or whatever, and just kind of fingers kind of in his hair and just kind of try to get him to have some sleep.
And you get a
Same.
little bit
A short
before
rest.
you know it. Short rest, yeah. Before you know it, the wagon wheels they be a rolling. The caravan is on the move. A gentle rain has ensued since the dawn broke, but it's kind of soothing. It's been really hot summer days for a while, if you recall. So this rain is kind of overdue. Caravan moves at a regular pace, and they're rambunctious and noisy as they go. Other travelers kind of stop and like gawk and awe. They definitely put on like little mini shows as they travel for anyone who's lucky enough to see them on their way. The first day's travel is a peaceful one. Uh, Rich savanna-like plains to the left-hand side to the north as you look, and clusters of copses of trees occasionally, just the wilderness known as the Wild Expanse. And in the opposite direction, you see a lot of traffic coming and going from the rocky Garth, where there's a lot of mines and things of that nature. You guys, unless you're doing anything particular, you just kind of carry on with this travel sequence. You guys would get another chance to rest.
Yeah, there is one little bit here. Just soon as we got to the crossroads right there,
Remember where, because like where you met up with them was like over here. So you would have they were camping like off the road here.
okay, in that case, I guess soon as we're getting up, then this will honestly be the closest straight shot I got to Mossfield. He goes ahead and begins to call over Clouseau and tie down the empty chest onto him. All right, I'm about to head off towards Mossfield, so I'll meet y'all on the Brownhouse Run, right?
We want to stay together until the Braunhouse Run meets with the Pumpernickel Lane, and then you cut across that way. That way, you don't have to be alone for so long. I worry that you're gonna be separated for a long time on your own.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, no, just was wanting to make sure that we don't get too far in one direction.
All right.
Yeah, we can hold off on it.
That way, we can all maybe take a 1 day's pause at the junction where the Braunhouse Run and Pumpernickel Lane meet. You go off and come back, rather than
Alright.
having to go at two separate paces to try and reconnect later. It's just going to be a bit more, you know, technically difficult.
That's good.
Be safe.
Well, that's
Is he
good to
staying?
say it here.
He's staying.
Well, all right then.
Well, then don't be safe.
Sustainment stats. So we see you guys travel through this rain-filled day until eventually making camp. It's another nice night. Food is prepared by the carnival, things they picked up while they were in town. And you guys carry on for your second day's travel. It's no longer raining, but there's that sort of sheet of mist this morning that hangs over the land. And in the distance, as you're looking to the rising sun, it kind of has this ominous shimmer to it as you're moving that direction. In the second day of travel, you guys approach a very busy thoroughfare, the Fleur Crossing, which connects to the Ivory Road, which goes to the city of Denmora, and many places that go into the Florian Fields. But on your second day of travel, you guys make it towards the Braunhaus. You're almost there. There's a lot of people camped out around where you are this second night, not just the carnival. As such, people are kind of curious of the music and the sounds that come from the Howling Imaginarium. Because as the name suggests, usually as they're going, you can kind of hear them coming from a distance, sort of like a medieval ice cream truck. Here comes the party. Um, and so a gathering of onlookers assembles.
Agni hesitates to. Did Agni get asked to perform with them or no? She'll only do it if she's
Definitely.
asked. Okay.
Definitely, but yeah, that's up to you.
She hesitates. And then says, yes. And puts on the costume that she's carried with her this entire campaign, but no one had ever seen her in. And will do the performance she has done every day or until she left for like 10 years. So it's in her blood, effectively. In her bones. She'll do it.
Very nice. Yeah, you can roll performance if you'd like. The people here are very much so into it.
I will use guidance. And I don't know if her having done it every day for 10 plus years does anything, but will say that it's very well rehearsed.
It probably accounts for that massive bonus you have. Next time.
Don't. Oh my god.
Holy crap. As is tradition.
For natural 33.
Oh my gosh. Look at all that green.
A lot of people here in this region, they are in this hold in general. They love the arts. Big fans of the stuff. So you've already drummed up a big crowd, but there's a few more curmudgeonly sorts. But even them, and in particular, this one couple, older couple, that was just kind of walking by. They didn't look too into it. They stop and start watching, and the reason I bring them up is because Sana, who's probably watching this all from afar, notices that these two people are very familiar to her, having been the people that bore her into this world.
Oh shit!
You see your parents kind of at this big, almost like an RV campground, just at the floor of the cross. It's a crossroads place here, right trafficked, and yeah, they're just traveling through here for whatever reason late this night. And, they weren't gonna stop, but they do stop because of the nat 20, and they don't notice Sana. Of course, they're just looking at Agnesia's mastery of the flames.
Eyes go wide, and she immediately goes away to hide. No. In fact, she'll probably try and find like someone. Agni's performing. I'm assuming Alikos would be watching. She'll go and find Agni.
As you now admitfully are noticing this, you do see like they only watch for so long. They're actually not like too into this kind of stuff. Eventually, your mother kind of pulls your father along. He's like, all right. And then as they turn and you're going to like grab Adlin or whatever, you can see that there's another person with them. Like a couple people. Like there's like a couple children following them. Mud like way too young for them to have bore into this world, but nonetheless they've got like a bunch of kids following them.
Yeah, she stops at that. And just watches a little confused.
All the kids look different, like different skin tones and stuff, and they're all kind of like looking. And then your dad kind of like tugs one of them along. Come on. It looks kind of mean, actually. Like,
yeah,
the kid like property. Let's go. And then your mom kind of like stops, gets on a knee, and like starts like cleaning up them with the kids, and like you hear her say to one of them like, "Don't embarrass me," like something to that effect.
Yeah, her nose like scrunches up. She's just angry and like shaking a little bit. Alright, one sec.
Are you alright?
She just looks at you. Her eyes are tearing up a bit, and she looks back to people who bore her and the kids. Yeah, definitely not her parents.
Seeing you start to cry, I'll just pull you in for a hug. You won't ask.
Yeah, she just keeps staring, and then says, there's something I have to do tonight.
May I ask what that is? Is there a way I can help?
Smiles. I'll let you know.
Insight check.
Do it.
Kind of looks at you closely. 14, he's gonna make an assumption. I don't think you will. Am I wrong?
I honestly don't think I know.
What has you troubled? As he'll kind of seeing there's still like a few people around, he'll kind of gesture to the shade of a nearby tree.
She looks back to where she saw her parents. Are they out of sight yet?
They've walked over to like their own carriage that's pulled over. They're camping here tonight as well, it seems.
Okay.
Like many of the other people. They've got some kind of retainer that like opens the door for them and the kids as well. Get in.
Yeah, seeing that they're not moving on, she'll nod and head over to underneath the tree. I don't exactly know where to begin. You see those people and those children that went in the carriage over there?
You mean the black one? Well painted.
Nods. They shouldn't be near children.
Is that one light blue? Am I seeing that right? Oh, sorry. Why is that? I presume you know them, if you make that assumption.
There's a short nod, still looking at the carriage. I know more than most. I'm just worried.
You say you don't know where to start. May I help guide you?
She pulls her eyes away from the carriage and looks at you.
He's just sitting down, almost like in the lotus pose, like just cross-legged. Just a few bits of like a rose, like a few bits of flowers are growing in his beard, and so you just await your response.
She gets cross-legged next to you.
Very well. Let's start at the very beginning. When did you first meet these people?
At the very beginning.
Are they kind of? Did they raise you, or were they your? Is that your parents?
Her nose wrinkles up. I wouldn't call them that, but in the base sense of the word, yes.
And it seems like you hold ill will. Let's move on.
I don't.
I
don't
gesture like you continue. I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah. Kind of shakes her head a little bit and then stops. I suppose I do. I know. No one's truly evil. things the choices they made are anything but good and kind.
May I ask what some of these choices were? What gave you that impression that they're not good people?
Rubs at the scar on her nose. When I was born, and she gestures at herself, I've always looked different. I think it's always been obvious that I am not a regular human. And that's how it's always been. Even at a young age, I expressed things beyond the normal. Long story short, they took advantage of that for a long time. And there was a lot of things that they did to keep me, I guess, trapped. A lot of things happened against my consent, without my consent. They used me. The abilities I have, and she lifts up a hand and we see the radiant kind of healing moving along her fingers. People will pay a pretty penny for it. If you can make money, you'd want to keep up with that, especially in the squalor they started in, though they seem to be doing well now. It was a long time ago. I left for the Solaris Order as soon as I was able. I was able to leave, and I haven't gone back.
No. May I ask you a few questions?
Please, go ahead.
See, while he's talking, he opens his water skin and begins shape water, begins playing with it, just trying to keep him, kind of keep on his train of thought as he's focusing on these swirling shapes. Them using you in such a way for their own benefit, be it financial or whichever way you've not shared. How has that changed you today? What did you learn most from that, may I ask?
She looks at you, contemplating that. I don't know. I've changed quite a bit since that time. And
how have you changed?
Well, I used to react in fear to a lot of things. Being kept trapped, never being able to leave except when they want to use you, makes outside scary. I didn't get to be a person for a long time. I'm not even sure if you could say I learned anything from the situation so much as when I got out. But I have to believe that. And then she looks back at the carriage and I wanted to believe that by now they would regret what they did, that it was just a lapse in judgment. But now, seeing them, I think I might have been wrong. I can't let them do this to more children.
Sana. No matter how dense the coal may be, no matter how large the piece of rock, there still may always be a diamond on the inside. You know, if it wasn't for Agnesio Adeline, I'm not sure I'd be the person you're speaking to today. There is good in them. I believe it. Though I understand it might seem hard. It might seem like there is nothing but a wall of black between you two. All it takes is just chiseling. Just chisel away. And you may find that diamond. I know what they did to you might be unforgivable. But if they never haven't seen the woman you've become, if you haven't learned the things you have, if they go about their world believing that choice is right, do you think they'll ever change? Unless there was someone to prove them wrong? Kind of giving you a glance at that.
Yeah, she doesn't meet your eyes.
You can change their minds, you know, and not with kind of nods to your fists. If may you do me a favor, and you can hold this against me if you will.
What's the favor?
If you go and speak with them, even though they're the ones who should make amends, if you go and attempt to rebuild that bridge, I will most certainly owe you one. And I can perhaps assist you in that matter from afar. Choice is yours.
I don't know if I can even bring myself to... I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yet you were ready to fight them. Violence is such an easy solution to jump to. But diplomacy, forgiveness, humility, that's the hardest path of all. Whatever path you choose, I believe in you. But remember, they'll never change unless you prove it to them. Do you understand?
I think I do.
And he'll put the water back in his water skin, and he'll pull you up into a hug. As I don't know if I need a real sleight of hand, but I'll try to silently cast Eagle Splendor.
Aww.
You are remarkable and a beautiful woman, Sana. You can change them, and you don't have to punch them to do it. As I'll give you one final hug, and then he'll go back to the performance. He'll keep concentration for that full hour.
Fuck.
RP that whole chunk of stuff.
God, I'm so glad I recorded that.
Ready?
Oh. Man,
I have a dilemma.
just
The
still gonna
next
be so
can of
proud of me.
worms.
Now behind you, You could walk away. There's the sound of the festivities and the celebration. Go be a wallflower. And ahead of you, the other direction, to the more quiet side of the road, is somewhat illustrious, black painted carriage with your parents and the children they now look after. The words of Alikos ring true to you. He was able to instill some confidence as you can feel yourself on the precipice of this decision.
With a deep breath, she starts walking towards the carriage bit by bit.
Their chauffeur turns and looks. Can I help you there?
Perhaps I'm looking for Mina and Carlos.
And you are? As he says that, the door just kind of opens a bit. As your father, Carlos, steps out. Your your mom's just sitting there, kind of looking out. What's the meaning of this? What's going on here? This woman came calling for you by name. Ernestine looks. There's like a second where he like has to remember who you are. And he does, but he doesn't like say anything about it. What do you want?
It's good to see you too.
Now you come back.
We need to talk.
Who's this mean lady, mama? This like brown-skinned girl says, and your mom goes, shh, now, child. Your mom steps out and shuts the door in the kid's face. Not hard, but like.
Yeah,
You
fist
abandon
clench a little
us?
bit.
You abandon us, and now you come back.
Not like
What is
I
it
had
you want
much of
from
a
us, Sana?
choice.
What could you possibly have to say?
I guess I don't have much to say myself.
Well, an apology would be good to start.
Apology.
At the very least, you are our first burden, our first charity, and you ran off. Not but a word. Witchery is what people said you got into, and we took all the blame for that slander. Nearly ran us out. My poor mother, she couldn't handle it. Her health found it. No. Let's not get too emotional here. We've invested as much as we already could in her.
Then I guess you should know. The actions, your choices, though they may have hurt me again and again, I'm out helping people the best way I can. I am still healing people. You taught me that.
Good. You always did have a hole to fill. Perhaps that is your purpose, not to be killed by wolves where we found you. But in a way, it was a good thing. It was a sign to us.
What?
Carry on as we do now. We cannot bring life into this world, but perhaps we could bring about greatness from the life that there is. We could have done so much, Sana. But you left.
You
all the meals I cooked for you, all the friends you had. Such a good childhood. Anyone would have loved the life you had.
You found me?
Of course. Was there any question of it? Oh, you were too daft and young then. Didn't want to break you. But now you're back, a young woman who seems to have words for us. Well, it seems you still have much to learn. And we've got new interests, new ones to care for. They are obedient children.
They do
They
not
will
need
go on to
your
do great
care.
things. These children will be nothing without that. But they could be politicians, nobles. All it takes is the right push.
It doesn't take a push, it takes love.
A firm hand and a firm back to take that push, and you never understood. Maybe that's why whoever spawned you left you where they did.
Or maybe. Begins to think maybe she was born because they need help making better choices. And that's why she's here. So looks at them and says, I understand you think I abandoned you. Can't imagine what a burden it must have been to take on a child that wasn't even yours.
And we did.
I
love
guess.
you. We did. Did. We wish you well. There's not much we can offer you.
It's not about what you can offer me. You seem to be doing well for yourself now.
Just
Maybe.
nods, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, fuck, I don't even know what to do here. You've taken on a lot of kids. Sure, you can handle the upkeep.
That's none of your concern.
Isn't it?
Are you threatening us, witch?
No. It wasn't your concern to pick up a child in the forest, but out of the good of your hearts, you did. So I guess I'm just taking what you taught me and putting it to use.
You weren't just left in a forest. You were meant to die. And then even your dad, as much as an asshole as he is, kind of grabs her. I was like, that was a bit harsh. She's like real feisty, like, I have more to say. Like, that's just the tip. Your dad then feels bad, or whatever you want to call this man. He says, listen, if you want to know more, that's the reason why we always kept that card. I don't know if you still have it. That was about the only savory thing they left behind. Save for you. Glad you're alive.
Like rocks back on her feet a little bit at that. Just completely different attitude now.
Perhaps we were too hard on you. I think we've changed. Yes, we are doing well for ourselves. For these children. Our children. She just stands there affirmatively.
Where did you find them?
Adopted them. It's all very official.
Mm.
Promising children, each and one of them. each with their own unique talents.
I'm
Much
sure.
potential, like you, but in hard circumstances, in need of charity.
Right.
Charity, that has only ever been our goal. And as he's like saying that, camera sort of pans out and we really see like they're dressed pretty gaudy, very nice. But like how
Uh-huh.
like people who didn't have money, like and then they got money started dressing, it's just a bit much.
Over the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, like she's got this big like cylindrical furry hat and like too much jewelry, matching coat.
Well, I'm going to be in the area for a while. Perhaps in exchange for the knowledge of where you found what you know. I could help where I can.
As found you in a hidden glen. We used to go there as young lovers, but we were never able to bring a child into this world. We were quite surprised to see you there, and in the state of affairs that surrounded you. We didn't know what to do other than pick you up and run. It's been a long time. I doubt anything remains. If you head far enough south from where we raised you, you'll find the place. If time willed it, perhaps our names will still be carved in a tree somewhere. That's all I have for you. That's all we have for you. And I mean this in the kindest way. I truly hope we each live our separate lives in peace and never meet again. May you find what you're looking for.
Thank you for everything. Yeah. Nods to her mother.
Coldly turns around and just heads inside and starts talking to the kids right away who are like asking questions.
Yeah, I reach into my pocket and pull out the 10 gold, all my money, and go up to hand it to him. I know you aren't hurting, but maybe I could pay you back for taking me in.
Perhaps there's some hope for you yet. He takes the money.
Yeah. Nods. Have a good life. Take care of those kids.
Firm nod. Bye, lady.
Cool.
She's pretty. Shh. Quiet. Door gets slammed.
Teary-eyed, she turns her back on those who she thought bore her and heads back to her new family.
Where you see Agnesia just coming into her final bow. People clapping. Woo! And her, family that raised her, this colorful cast of folk. Adlin off to the side with his animals and the dragons, and Alikos kind of probably watching you come back and knowing what you just went off to do.
Got a slight smile on his face. He has a little hunk of manicore cheese in one hand. He just gives you a friendly wave.
Yeah, she, I see your eyes teary, but she is smiling and gives you a nod and a wave before heading away to cast Tiny Hut and pass out. Cry yourself to sleep a little, you know.
Yeah, understandable.
That's it for Slot. Go ahead, sorry.
No, he just watches you go in the tiny hut and he's gonna go say something, but no, I don't think there's anything that could be said. I think you just need that time, whatever it might be.
Yeah, eventually, like, when you... I'm assuming we all still use the tiny hut.
Mm.
Yeah. So when you do come in, she'll... What? Oh, sorry. Eventually when you do come in, she'll, be waiting for you still up.
Actually, we can't go inside the tiny hut. It's gonna knock on the bubble.
Oh yeah, I guess I have to like allow you to come in. Yeah, so I know it doesn't actually happen, but there's now like a slightly different covered area, and that's like a door. Flavor.
Yeah. Stamp of approval.
Yep, as he climbs down. May we come in?
Please do.
Dramatically holds open the door for Agni and Adlin if they want to pass out.
Yeah, what's up?
Adlin's being toted in by the two dragons, the pig and the giant owl.
So
Let me
many.
sleep
Large
5 more
creature.
minutes.
Close the owl.
5 more minutes.
Agni's still in her costume. She hasn't changed out yet.
Oh, Yugi, no, not now. Yeah, she'd be sitting cross-legged, while she was waiting. And, like, looks to Alikos and then Agni, like, does she know?
Don't think so.
I trust you had a good evening.
Alright, someone's walking out my window. I'm like, no, Yogi! Please! Not now! Anyway.
Oscar, get back here.
She,
Hey, Oliver.
Shut up. He didn't hear that. I'm sorry, Scott. Please
There's like a
continue.
stray dog that's been following the circus. He's just bouncing off of the tiny hut for some reason.
Yeah. little chihuahua.
But she nods, I think it was probably the best outcome I could have hoped for. Thank you for your advice.
Load of
I,
experience. Violence is never the best solution to anything. Kind of giving a squeeze of your hand, Agni.
She squeezes it back, but she looks very confused. Everything okay? Ellen, did you get into a fight with someone at the circus? Is everything okay? You're a little rowdy. Did someone try to fuck with you? I'll punch him in the face. You just let me know. I mean, violence isn't the answer. I will politely tell them not to do that.
Yeah, she, sorry, let my dog out. Says, no, nothing like that. I just saw, the people who raised me. We didn't leave, or I didn't leave on the best of terms. But, that doesn't matter now. I learned something while I was talking to them. I thought that I was theirs, and it seems I was wrong.
You mean?
They didn't birth me, I was found. Apparently south from here. I'm telling you this because we are heading south. You don't have to accompany me, but I would like to take time to visit where they found me in hopes that I can find the information I need to find my birth parents.
And he kind of raises a hand just for a second. Anna, you were a stranger to us like a month ago. You risked your life 1,000 times to fight with us for something that you didn't need to fight with us for. We'll take any break you ask me to take. Search for your birth parents. Okay?
When I said you were one of the family, that wasn't just an expression. That was a fact.
Yeah. Family, Sana. You don't fight what we fought down in Lake Anaki and not become family. Okay? Help you look. Just need to ask.
Did they say where?
Blue eyes are like welling up with tears and she smiles. Thank you. They didn't say exactly where, just a hidden glen with a tree with their initials carved in it.
South of any particular place, or just generally south?
South of Florian Fields, where I was raised.
We were going to be passing that way. We can catch up with the caravans.
Yeah. We can move faster than they can.
Oh, absolutely.
If we're gone a day or so, we can catch up.
Thank you. I've never quite had a family of my own in any way that mattered.
What are you thanking us for? You would do the same for us? That's what family does.
Yeah. Kind of reaches over, kind of pats, like puts a hand kind of on Sana's hand, leg, whatever is physically.
Whatever's there.
Agni.
Not it. I'm not hitting on her.
Nope. Gust you right into her. You guys are gonna hug. Yeah. Come on. That was a tender moment. At least be a little bit affectionate.
He looks back at Alcos like, I was gonna hug her, but first I was gonna say something nice, but now I'm gonna hug her first, I guess. And she gives her a hug, kind of leaned over, gives her a big squeeze. Away.
Thank you.
Don't seem too happy to have seen them. You alright? You shouldn't be crying after seeing your parents. Not you shouldn't, I mean that in an optimal way. Isn't the way it should work, eh?
Now that I've said everything I can to them, that's all there is that I can do. In some way, I think I feel closure.
If you ever need to talk, I'm here. Alikos or Adlin, we're all here.
Did you ever find that diamond?
I think I might have gotten close.
How close you think you would have gotten to punching it? Would have probably hurt your hand.
I think it would have shattered if I did. Your advice was invaluable. Pete the goodness.
Occasionally I have that. Looking at you, Agni. You hear that?
What? You guys are having some
Alikos
sort of double.
Sangari, the epitome of wisdom. Oh wait, that's not the right word.
You two are having some sort of double conversation that I wasn't there for whatever metaphor is being discussed right now, and that's totally fine.
Oh no, just
But
sneaking off.
I'll say yes. I will agree with Alikos, assuming that it's correct.
Oh no, just Sana and I
I-
were just sneaking off in the woods to have secret conversations behind your back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty tender. Lots of magic involved. Hugging.
Mm,
I think that covers it up.
that's good.
Now, Sana, is this... Should I keep talking, or should I neglect to mention the fact about the kiss?
Looks in a panic between like you and Agni. He's joking.
He has like a fist up to his mouth as he has a giant grin behind it.
Agni, her smile didn't waver even one time. She didn't look like she was upset for even half a second. Like,
Camera pans to Lorelai, who's like outside the hut listening in. Oh, he fucking
Ah!
better not have. She's mouthing to herself.
As long as you don't wake Adeline up with the telepathic link of that son of a bitch.
Agni looks content. Doesn't seem worried.
You guys have a tender family moment, the Scarlet Vanguard here, and some learning, perhaps further into the origins of Sana, perhaps. You guys finish a long rest. You can mark yourselves up for that. The caravan is rolling on out. Immediately come dawn the next day. Creeping out with the first light, and unfortunately for the other people camping here, which includes your parents, they're like banging tambourines as they're leaving and like making a lot of noise. So you're like dad like wakes up, like, or foster dad, whatever, wakes up, puts his head out, waves his fist. But the carnival has a nice send off and begins traveling south from the Fleur de Crosse down the Braunhaus Run. Continuing at the pace you were, you do see many turnoffs into the Florian fields, a mostly residential and rural expanse, devout to horticulture and named after the sea of flowers that it is made out of. Any time of year that you come here, you guys have seen this before. Now you're looking at it in the summer, so it's a lot of like bright yellow dandelion type flowers as far as the eye can see, mixed in with reds and pinks and just an array, a splash of color as far as the eye can perceive. And that's where Sana was raised, that general direction. But you guys continue traveling south. There's also paths that turn off the other way, heading into the near polar opposite, the Rocky Garth, which is just very arid and full of quarries. This day of travel passes rather uneventfully. Just mundane traffic along the road. You see some soldiers at one point that split their formation to move past you. That's about it. Anything you guys want to do in particular on this third day of travel?
This is where we'd want to split off and
Yeah, it's supposed to be somewhere over here. What I'm understanding.
Yeah, there's like there's a wayward tavern. They're gonna force a march tonight and try to get to this tavern that's at a meeting of roads on the Braunhaus here. So they're gonna probably lay up there for a night, a day.
They'll give us a day then, if they're gonna lay up there after a forced march.
Yeah, they figure they might like make a little bit of money here before they go. Rest up a day, keep the pack animals good and all that. Resupply a little bit. take some spoils from the unsuspecting. You know, the
Mhm.
usual.
Make a
But
bit of money.
yeah, you guys roll in. It's a big pit stop type place of industrious workers and soldiers that are off duty and husbands that are running away from their wives in the Florian fields. A good meeting of people, and it's a very bordello type feel to the place you come to, but a numerous few buildings that make it up, including a stables and a few other basic services that travelers may need while on the road.
Sana. Sorry.
Go ahead. Just
Okay.
you guys are set up here at the caravan. Like Lorelai says, well, we're gonna stay here for the night, maybe a day. We'll see how things go. You know how it is. So, seems like we're running good on time.
Yeah, we might need to branch off for a day or so and then catch up. We can move a bit faster than you guys can.
No problem.
We
We'll
have to-
probably pick up the pace once we get near Fort Auger and cross the border. You know,
Should
best not to
reconnect
be
with you by
tied
then.
up with soldiers if you can avoid it. Yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
true.
Well, all right. See
yeah.
you along the road then, hon.
Yeah. Thanks, Lorelai. She'll make sure that the triplets know that she's leaving but coming back.
Yeah, we see you like properly
Separation
inform
anxiety.
them as the rest of the party kind of gets ready, decides what they're doing with all their stuff.
Just comes up to Sana afterwards and says, we maybe want to ask people around here if they know about any lovers' lanes or in glens, like you said. See if they might be able to point us in a particular direction so we're not just going blind.
It would probably be a good idea. I just worry about going back. I think you're right. I think that's the best play.
Are you sure this is what you want?
Most definitely.
Okay.
All right. In that case, point us in the right direction here.
Yeah, Agni will go up to some sort of bartender. You said we were in some sort of...
Yeah, you start
Support
carousing
building.
about, talking to folk here. Just roll like a persuasion check. See if you
Sure.
you get lucky with anyone. I'll roll to see if there is anyone here who might know.
Nice.
7.
Yeah, you doesn't take you too long actually. Kind of poking through the people here. You describe this hidden glen, and the older woman goes, "Yeah, I recall the location as such, and I think it's just da 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 da." Gives you the directions. If you trust the word of this random woman wearing flowers in her hair, very sort of like an older hippie lady.
Oh, she knows exactly where the glens are.
Yeah. Oh, older hippie lady talking about knowing where a lover's lane
Yeah,
is?
she was like,
Yeah.
I think I went there and like did a dance circle once, like.
Dance circle. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's lots of different types of horizontal tango. Yeah, Agni will accept that as a good lead anyway, considering that all they have is a piece of forest or a glen. That's at least a directions. We'll return to Sana and repeat back what this lady told her. What do you think about that?
I think it's our only lead. Thank you.
Problem. She was super cool old lady. Like that old lady.
A lot of the people in Florian Fields they're good people.
How couldn't you be? Surrounded by all this.
It is something else.
You kind of look back, gazing
yes.
that way.
And he kind of just takes a moment and just. Are they cruel to you?
Yes. But it could have been worse. I had a roof over my head. Now having talked to them, I don't think they're bad people. I think they're just blind to certain realities.
I think it's not about worse. Could have had it worse thing. It's still an injustice happened to you. Never knew my parents. If I did, I don't remember them. But one thing I know is that they didn't love me. That doesn't matter.
I'm
Because
sorry.
these people do. No, this isn't about me. I'm not trying to do that. But these people, she points to just the caravan that's around and everything. They loved me. Alcos and Adlin loved me. I hope one day you'll love me too.
What's not to love?
What I'm trying to say is that just because the people who were supposed to love you didn't love you, doesn't mean the other people aren't gonna. Okay? They shouldn't have been cruel to you. They should have loved you. They didn't. And it'll never be fair. It'll never be right. We're gonna love you. Okay?
Yeah, she looks melancholy but nods.
Hope that wasn't the wrong thing to say.
No.
Comes from the truth for me.
There's never a wrong thing to say when you're trying to support someone you care for. Thank you.
Welcome. Let's go find this Glen. Don't you think?
Yes. Where are the others? She's looking around.
Like Alikos is talking to birds.
Eyes closed. Yeah. Roll an animal handling, Alikos, though, as you were calling down a bird to you.
Appropriate.
Oh no!
Is the fact that he has the shield and he's automatically friendly with animals?
It is, yeah. It's
Yeah.
an advantage.
Okay.
This is more for like how well you like give it the direction of what to do. Yeah, and you do. It heeds your command. Fluttered off, and you'd been watching through its eyes for a time, kind of that bird's eye view, quite literally, over a sea of endless flowers, different colors and varieties, onward and towards the Marbrook Range, the white-capped mountains and their river-filled valleys. But it flies on beyond the extent of the duration of the spell that lets you see through its eyes. But you get the sense that it will carry on and
we will speak.
Try to find this. You've now got a little scout going ahead of you guys. Perhaps you'll see it again.
And looks like
kind of come to.
Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, yeah, you come to now, seeing them approach.
It looks like our best bet might be Marlbrook Range. We can head on tonight, so we can rest and head out in the morning.
About what time is it?
It's dark out, so considering it's summer, it's probably like 10 o'clock or so right now. You guys have been traveling more than 8 hours a day, but there's been like stops and you're moving relatively slowly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's late. You've done a full day's travel, but you haven't done any like heavy activity at all.
Yeah, we can pick it up in the morning.
First thing.
Of course.
And we'll point out what the lady told her and the directions and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if there are any more clues nearby.
Good.
All right, easy peasy, just like that. You guys, usual procedure, I imagine. Tiny hut. Get yourselves set up.
Teeny
Yep.
tiny hut.
Teeny tiny hut. You guys complete a long rest. Nothing happens really during the night. Lorelai comes by at one point, seeing you guys didn't leave. She goes, "Psst, Agnesia. Psst,
Yeah.
wake up.
It crawls out of the tiny
Marry-
hut.
Do not marry him without me there. I want to be there when that happens. Is that what you're doing? Where are you going?"
Oh, no, we're not getting married. We're going to find a hidden glen where somebody was abandoned as a baby.
Oh, okay, that's beautiful. All right. Good
Yeah.
night. And she,
Good night. Wait, why do you want to? Okay, yeah. I won't.
I want to be there.
Okay, I'll try not to.
Okay.
Try
And,
not to.
she walks away. You have to be sure. But yeah, you guys complete a long rest. You wake up pretty early. Yeah, there's like bells that go off here in this place because some people got to go to work. It's like a local alarm clock that goes off. Might stir you to rise, or perhaps maybe Sana's up even a bit before that. She's prompt. Regardless, you guys are ready to go.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Begin taking that heading east.
The
I'll try
road
to-
again.
Road again. Try to
I would like to.
try to follow the thing mentioned by that woman, and I will send Electra to flitter off in front of us and keep a lookout for any of the signs from above that the lady mentioned.
You've got Pepper pulling the carriage, Electra kind ahead of you guys, looking for some of these signs with their keen senses. And are you guys in a hurry? Is like Pepper running, or it's just like normal pace?
I think maybe
Probably
to
normal since we're kind of looking for it.
It's a normal.
Yeah.
maybe we can go like slightly
You're
faster.
periodically stopping. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not
to
going
get to the
slow.
areas, but then so we're trying
If
to
if someone
keep a good pace.
came on the road, you would run them over, and it wouldn't be good for them. So you're going fast enough to do that. All right. Yeah, you guys travel on for most of this day, and it's all very rural. At night, you couldn't quite tell. A lot of the homes are hidden because it's kind of like the Shire. There'll be homes built into the hills, burrows and such, um, other cottages and things, and bigger collections of cities that you make out. In the distance, you see one perhaps familiar location to you guys. You had stopped in. It was one of the larger cities here of the Florian Fields long ago in your adventures, but it's a bit of a detour out of your path, but you do notice it off to the left, and you guys continue on down to the south, and yeah, so far have been going village to village, heeding the directions you were given, and in the latter end of this day, kind of coming towards sunset, uh, you start going down the strip that is the street, a much more humble, maybe even a bit destitute strip of buildings to the south where Sana was raised. And you see
boy.
your old home. You guys are kind of making your way past.
Look like people that still live there.
Roll a perception.
Good at this. 21.
Yeah, you make out a candle just barely through the curtains of their window.
Do I see the carriage?
No, you don't. It doesn't look like they live there.
Okay, yeah.
Based on how they were dressed, and that
Yeah,
carriage
that's what
probably
I'm-
the carriage probably cost more than this house.
Yeah, I should have asked, do they still live there? Alright, yeah. Keep going on past that. No need to go back there.
All right, you guys keep pushing, and as far as Pepper's concerned, she's done a full day's travel pulling your cart or your carriage. You've left, for the most part, the bulk of civilization in the Florian fields and have just kind of in the wild flowers to the south of it now. Uh, you could force and push, keep trying to get more towards the mountains and the forest that you can see ahead. You're just kind of in proxy to it. You're not quite out of civilization. You can see it behind you. You can see the wilderness ahead of you, kind of in smack dab in the middle. It
How
seems
much?
a nice enough place to rest. There's a brook flowing nearby. You can refill your water skins and things like that.
How much further do you think we got, Sana?
It would be pushing it to keep going, but not far.
Well,
4
up to
hour
you then.
hike at this pace at most.
I'd leave it up to you then. Pepper's getting a bit tired, but
If we head to bed a little bit early, we could get up a bit before dawn, head off right away. That's something you want, Sana.
Yeah, she definitely looks like she wants to get there now. Her legs like shaking. She keeps looking in that direction, but turns and looks at you all. I can wait. I've waited this long.
all right.
Very admirable.
I have to put family first.
Well, tomorrow.
You guys have a serene evening here amongst the wildflowers, unless you're allergic to pollen or anything like that.
Oh god, the allergies, no.
That was
Agni
the deadly
makes
encounter.
You thought the plague in Mossfield was bad.
You notice some curious movement in the night, like if you like haphazardly or keeping watch or anything, or doing rotations or whatever. But it doesn't seem anything nefarious. Just kind of like a wake of movement through the flowers. Could be small creatures or could be things stealthing around you, a little bit more sentient. You're not sure. Nothing really comes of it though, unless you start to look into it.
I mean, Adel would be curious, but I'm almost willing to bet that it's midnight rendezvous and whatnot. So might not look into it too much.
It could be all manner of things. So you guys get your long rest once again, and with a relatively early night, you're getting up in the pre-dawn hours, but with enough dim light to make your heading and continue south now. See if you can pick up on this old natural trail that this hippie lady spoke of. You guys pick up for this next days of travel, and takes you a few hours. You make it beyond the hills of wildflowers and up, cresting upward into the forest line now. It's a different temperature in here. It's much more shady, and you can feel the chill breeze of the mountains further south of you, kind of making their way, cutting through occasionally. But very fresh smelling, and comes to a point where it's going to be kind of hard to get your carriage now that you've left the plains, those flowery fields, and come into this rising forest that's quite mountainous. Pepper could probably do it on her own, but like the carriage is
Carriage
probably gonna
itself,
have
yeah.
trouble. You're gonna have to take detours, find different ways.
All right, well,
For now it's fine. You could just see like up ahead of you, depending like where this takes
yeah.
you. It could get rough.
Here, if y'all are okay with it, I think gonna go ahead and have Pepper stop here before it gets too bad. We don't need a repeat of her like trying to climb a cliff. That was a
Yeah.
mess.
Can we disguise it, hide it amongst the foliage so that it's not so probable Not
I
that
mean-
Pepper can't defend herself, but
Like,
Yeah.
It's just a huge vehicle with a large pig, with a large cauldron on top of the huge vehicle,
Yep.
in the middle of a thin forest line overlooking an open plain of
No.
flowers.
I
Yep.
put a blanket on it.
There is a blanket now hanging off of the side view mirror.
Well, I can do something. It's not much.
What you thinking?
Well, how fast you think you can tie knots?
Well enough.
Good. Get tying.
What? Why? Oh God, why have you done this? What is your plan here? Dear God.
The roots are gonna go back if you don't tie them.
I'm trying. Good God, what is your idea?
Agni also gets in there to tie it, and do I have Mage Hand? Hold on. I have too many. I have Mage Hand. So Agni will tie, and then Mage Hand will also tie knots.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know, but Alico's still me to do it, so good.
Oh God.
Break up the silhouette, and well, we don't have to worry about it being rocked or knocked away. Keep it nice
Oh.
and secure.
Okay. Sure.
Get that one by the axle too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys need to quickly tie up the magically expanded vines and roots from nearby. And as soon as the spell ends, they like kind of shrink back the sides. So your carriage is
Thought
like
that would
in a
work.
spider web essentially. Just kind of hoist it up a little bit, askew, all belong, and I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Perfect.
covered, and the trees and shit nearby are like bent down towards it. One false
It's like a
snap, and this thing
trebuchet.
set like a trebuchet essentially.
Oh
I
my
think maybe we should
All
god.
right. Well.
before we accidentally
Perfect.
launch our carriage and lose it. No, please.
You know,
I don't want to send this
know,
like
Adlin.
a gun.
Alan, I think you cut that route. I think we could probably send that carriage all the way to Baldrick's Watch.
Uh,
Oh no.
no. Let's not though. Here. You know what, Pepper? Pepper, can you do me a favor? Can you watch the carriage? Thank you.
She just like sits near
I-
it. Puts her
I
weight
think
on
if
the
we-
back of it.
We keep our pig and maybe the owl, maybe lovely old Cluso. Ow! Sorry, my cat just scratched the shit out of me.
Oh, watch out for that snake.
The animals are fucking chaotic tonight.
They are.
God.
Leave me alone.
You smell nice. You only feel the flowers.
Thank you, Alicos.
But yeah, I think that's what the best I got right there is just leave Cluso and Pepper in charge of the carriage. They probably got it.
If anyone tries to steal it, they'll get chased down by a dire pig and a giant owl. I think they'll leave it be. Let's uncock our thing so it's not like cocked and loaded. And then let's go.
Turn in the safety on the trebuchet.
We're gonna release the
Once you
hammer.
feel
on the
certain
trebuchet.
and safe with your carriage, you begin to head off, leaving it in the guard of Cluso and Pepper.
God.
Roll me a survival check, Adlin, as you make your way through
Gardens.
what I'm going to consider mountainous terrain, actually. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of trees, but it's craggy and climbing a lot. It's alright, 15. That is enough. After a short march, actually, from where you pulled over, you do find a nearly overgrown pathway. Just one of those like thin strips of people have walked it so many times, almost like a bike trail. It's just become that trodden dirt path. You make that out and kind of pushing the brush apart, begin to follow. This looking like, to some extent, it leads between some of the higher elevations and into a thicker patch of hidden forestry. And sure enough, you guys do find yourself within a few hours venturing deep into this glen, perhaps the one you're looking for. and it's got little lagoons and ponds of water about all around the outer edges of it, trickling down from the higher elevations. Um, Not much in the way of animals you notice as you come here, which is surprising because it's pretty bountiful. And then you see something pretty grim. A dead little blue jay,
Oh, yeah.
just crushed. And you recognize it as the
Yep.
bird you said.
Gosh,
Why would you do this?
you baby.
I'm
Killed
so
it.
sorry.
Nope, it's lunch now.
He's not sorry at all.
I'm so sorry I
And
killed the not real
As you
bird.
like move towards it, with grief in your heart, you feel something as you kind of enter this glen a bit. Just like I don't know, it's like almost like you just get like a sudden chest cold. Like you just feel a bit compressed and heavy of chest. It's not pleasant. You don't take any damage or anything. But there's a bad vibe. It looks beautiful, lush and green. And then Sana, just as you're noticing that dead bird, Sana does notice one of the nearby trees, where in the old aged bark carved in is Carlos and Mina. You're in the right place. You're not sure exactly where they found you in here. It's a pretty widespread area, clearing in its center, ponds and lagoons around its border. No animals. Not a single one. You can hear animals in the distance back the way you came. Birds and things up in their perches and swooping at the higher throws of the mountain. Nothing here.
I turned from the tree, noticing, I assume Alikos, like, lean down over the bird. Hold on, let me take a look. So you said it was... Sorry, go ahead.
It was flying and it got swatted out of the air. But by what? Kind of looking at the branches above him. Oh no.
They sway gently.
We're gonna get thumped.
The mountain breeze.
Agony pulls out Wand of Detect Magic.
Hey.
I'm gonna use it.
I'm gonna use it.
There is a magical presence to the place you're in. It's not like a school of magic. It's not like that tree. Not one thing giving off a source. But this is a place that has magic in it, and I would say it is leaning towards one school actually. Yeah. Well, it goes beyond the school of magic actually. It's more like old shit. This is like root type magic.
Oh.
Roll me an Arcana check as you're kind of feeling this out now through the wand.
13, that's not bad for Agony.
Bad type of magic. The source of which necromancy was derived from, and other more nefarious things.
And he puts a hand up and just...
Shadow-based, and you recall the feelings you would get when you guys were visiting Shadasai, the capital of Trips people in Fedivin.
He puts a hand up that just says, like, stop moving. Hold on.
Something wrong?
Yeah. This is very old, very bad magic around here.
Okay.
Bad.
It feels like haunted. And as she says that, the place does kind of like quiver a bit ominously. Just another breeze goes through.
Like necromancy, but beyond it. It kind of, that feeling of the... feeling from... Remember when we went to Sharasai? Shadowfell feeling?
Uh-huh.
How could I forget?
Yeah. It was like that.
Okay. Well, Unfortunately,
Agony puts one wand away and pulls out a different one. I'm gonna go through my bag of wands and use my one of my wand of secrets charges. See if there's any traps or secret doors.
Right, you'll still have to roll an investigation. It's like a big glen. This means you'd be walking around, pointing this wand at things. It's like a metal detector in a way. A
Right, well,
magical
I'm
one.
not gonna go in yet. I don't want to
Yeah, it's not a
walk past.
radius. It's like
I
think it's like
know.
30 feet or something.
It is 30 feet, but I don't want to walk. I'm not gonna walk in yet. I want to see if there's one within that, like, at the place
There's
where the
30 feet
bird
in here
is.
where you just
At
like
the...
walked in where the bird died. No, there's not.
Okay, that's what matters.
While she's doing that, I take out the card that I have. Anything different about it?
No.
Okay.
Sana.
Yeah.
You also got the oculary, don't you?
Oh, yeah. That's big smart, my guy. I take out the oculary and I use that. Do I have
Roll a
the?
perception.
Okay. Hiya. 26.
There's a fire burning in the center of this clearing that you can see with the oculary that you otherwise can't see. Just these black flames on top of a rock. And as you actually look there without the oculary, you can see there's just scorched earth there.
I hand the oculary down the line.
Huh.
I'll look.
Huh.
How do I use this thing?
I just looked through it.
Oh, it's like... Ugh. Hang on, there's some dirt on it. Nope, still
No,
there.
that's not dirt.
Is that...
Other way,
Oh.
Alikos.
No, it's... You know that black thing on that rock over there? It's... Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
no,
so it
it's
kinda
not
looks,
dirt.
Looks around? Oh, no, that's...
It-
What? What is that? It kind of just passes it to you, and...
Through the oculary, it appears to be on fire with black flames.
Huh. And I pass it back to you, Sana.
Yeah, I put it back in my bag.
Yeah. That's weird.
Perhaps there might be some warning nearby. As Alcos is going to kind of start moving around the grove looking for druidic. Well, see if maybe some other druid was here and like put a warning about what this was, or...
Roll a nature check.
Okay.
Careful.
6.
No, not that you can tell.
My dice have been very bipolar. It's always super high or
There
super
are
low.
some, just in the time you spend here, even with that 6, you see there's some trails that go up further into the mountains. Other ways in and out of here, but nothing like what you're looking for. No markers or nothing like that. Not in this immediate area.
Could I roll Arcana or Religion on this? Like,
Roll religion.
Black flame.
Religion? Okay. 11. Yeah.
Agni do the same?
It's way out of her depth.
Or something like maybe she's heard a song about something. I would say.
Song of Invisible Black Fire.
Same hat.
Nice.
I don't know. Yeah, the both of you just...
Alright.
It's an enigma. And Sauna, you just feel really transfixed on that rock. And maybe in your core, your insight lends you to believe that, but that's perhaps what they found you upon.
I begin walking towards it.
You see, it looks as though there was a fire here at some point. Like someone put oil all along the ground in a circle and then just set it all ablaze. And then it never healed. It's just, or like, you would know that. Like to someone else who came here, this happened recently, maybe within like a month. Just this crop circle burn mark around this one rock. The rock is kind of flattish on top, tablet-like. It's natural, as far as you can tell, but you can almost like you have like flashes of like yourself as a baby lying there, like crying and just like seeing like fire all around you. Like it's just kind of going into a part of your subconscious that maybe you're just conjuring up yourself. I'm not sure, but it feels there's definitely a potent connection.
Hmm.
Walk up and I guess take out the divination card and lay it on the stone. See if that does anything.
Kind of glimmers with a bit of the light that comes in
Mm.
from above.
Hmm. Pick it up and put it away and turn to the rest. I'm not sure what this is or means.
Well, might have uh, might have something to check. Here, can you pass me that oculary again?
Hand it to you.
All right. Well, first thing here, let's just and he fumbles around inside, popping open the hatch on the arm, pulling out the whistle, and he gives it. He just holds it as he kind of focuses on it, casting Detect Evil and Good. Just getting a feel out to see if this feels
It's
consecrated
desecrated.
or desecrated. Yeah, that's what I figured. And then he's also just while he has the fulcrum in his hand, is just he's just gonna sit there and hold on to it, and just put his hand where he can see the flame starts in the oculary, just to see if it being able to see it affects anything really. See if he can
No, you just see
move
your
it.
hand moving through it, and you
Hmm.
like kind of brace to feel it, but you don't. There's just kind of a little bit of a sickly feeling here in general.
Hmm.
Maybe it gets a little bit heightened, like little pin in your stomach a bit, but
Hmm. Well, that's weird. Huh.
Hmm?
Oh, ground's desecrated, but can't seem to interact with the fire at all. Huh.
Why do they desecrate this area in particular?
And
Oh,
if I that oculary for a sec?
oh yeah, here.
Buzzing
Thanks.
around.
Yeah, we're really passing it around. Amy's gonna look at it and look through and see the black flames and do something that she hopes isn't stupid. That's cast Control Flames.
Hmm.
See if she's able to manipulate them.
not fire. As you
Not
try to
fire.
connect with it and control it, there's it's a cringy feeling that you kind of like get back, like shiver down your spine. It's not. It feels harmless, but it's not what you're expecting to connect with. It's like imagine picking up your phone and like expecting to hear the dial tone, and then just like some weird like fax machine noise suddenly. Uh,
Mm.
you can't connect with it. Seems harmless though. I mean, to you guys, but clearly critters and such have a problem with it. As in the time you've spent here, occasionally there's been a crunch underfoot, and you do notice there are a lot of small dead like critters, squirrels and things like that, just kind of spread out. Not everywhere, but occasionally.
Hmm.
That's not normal fire anyway. I don't know what it is though.
Well, if Sana's gonna get answers, then might as well. As Alka's gonna begin walking forward to where this rock is. He's feeling that tightness in his chest. Does it get like even tighter as he gets closer?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. He's gonna try to push through it. See what
Yeah,
the hell's going on with this?
you push right through
Yeah.
it, walk through to the other side. It's not pleasant,
Yeah.
but it's not harmful.
Agni, could you?
Make an insight. I mean, Adlin, you probably could as well, using Alikos as your test subject here.
Yep.
You were kind of pondering onto the same things,
Nope.
pushing your hand through,
Where she would be doing
seeing why
this.
it isn't reacting.
And,
Oh my goodness.
wait,
As much as you can tell,
Hold
this
on.
is harmless.
never mind. I can't give somebody else my inspiration, right?
No, I don't think so. Not in this moment.
Okay.
Hmm.
And maybe it's
I mean,
the,
I meant my
maybe this
DM
is the
inspiration.
scar of something else, as opposed to like someone desecrated this place.
Hmm.
It seems like a remnant. It's harmless to you guys and to all these other living things around, but to weaker, small creatures, they
Agni,
can't live here.
if you look through the oculary, could you tell me if me touching it does anything?
First thing I want to do is I want to look at Sana through it.
It looks the same. I mean, when you look at anybody through the oculary, they've got their own aura.
I look like a demon. No, sorry.
You just, you see her she's a good-hearted person with a pleasant, welcoming aura, I guess, bright and like yellows and pastels, maybe some pink in there. It's kind, baby blue. Nothing you wouldn't expect when you look at her through it. You go and you kind of like sit down on the slab, Sana. The flames, for anyone who's looking through the ocular, she does that, get staunched a little bit. Like they don't rise up over her, they don't engulf over her. As she sits down, they're kind of like kept at bay underneath her. And you see her aura actually get a bit more bright and defined along the outline of her character.
Huh.
And you sense the celestial energy coming from her, Adlin, with your detect evil and good.
Alright, that's interesting. Now, how's everybody feeling right now?
Like something's grabbing my heart and squeezing.
Well,
Not great.
let's do something that might be worse. Here, grab the edge of this rock.
Alright.
I'm gonna grab the other. We're gonna try to lift.
Alan, I'm not sure if this is going to be a very balanced lift.
Probably not. Just try not to lift it higher than your waist.
Okay.
I could try and help.
Yeah, if you're feeling up for it.
Nods, gets off the rock, and begins.
I mean, yeah, we really didn't want you sitting on it with too.
Alrighty.
You guys,
Class handing.
all three of you, yeah.
Doubles his
enhance
strength.
ability. Double your strength. It's pretty much guaranteed at this point.
Yeah.
As you really like single-handedly lift this, they're just kind of like helping you balance it maybe on the other side. Drive it up out of the ground, and it is a mighty boulder. Like, just the top of this thing was sticking out. This is probably 500 to 700 pounds, if I have to estimate. But you just shoot it up, and the fire doesn't move with it. Like, the rock is not on fire.
Okay.
You lift up the rock and just kind of chuck it like 10 to 30 feet, like 10 feet away. Tumbles off, and it doesn't even make like a second tumble before it just kind of like turns to ash, and the boulder's gone.
What?
The fire, as you look through the oculary, is still there. That location still looks burnt. There's just a fucking hole in the ground now. And the fire doesn't like go down and fill that space of the hole. It's just like an even plane on top. How the ground would have been.
Agni was narrating that from the Oculus, being the only one not, picking it up. Yeah.
Huh. That's
Oculary, not Oculus.
Oculus Rift.
Yeah, we went into the VR headset real fast.
Hell yeah.
Well, frankly, I don't know what's going on here.
Sana, this is the place of your birth, is it not?
I would like to think I wouldn't be birthed from something so cold.
Maybe you weren't born here. They left you here. Maybe it wasn't like this when they did. This could have been a beautiful place then. I doubt those adoptive parents you said they used to come here. Or like lovers things. It'd be a strange thing to come to a place that feels so heavy. Those things, if it felt this way back then too.
Oh God! All right, I got one more idea, but if I do it,
Uh-oh.
I need a lot of consent.
The whistle.
Whistle?
How much you want to bet we're over another ley line?
Oh, I never thought of that. That's clever.
Last time you blew it on a ley line.
Yeah, that's
Opened
why
the
I'm saying consent.
You opened a portal to heaven and they grabbed us.
I turn to Sana on this one. This is her knowledge. We have nothing else to go on, it seems.
It would be very extreme if it did work, but it might not. Might be absolutely nothing.
I want to try one more thing.
Oh, thank God.
Do any of you have oil?
Let's see here. Yeah, got a bit.
Well, she toes at the burnt mark. I have to know.
Here. Passes you an oil flask.
Yeah, I began pouring it over the burnt mark, keeping myself in the oil. And I stand in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You do
And
not catch a light.
Ooh.
You're like bracing for something big to happen. No, actually, as you stand, feet spread over the hole where the rock once was, the flames are abated by you, by your presence, and her aura just gets more defined.
You sit there, the flames go away. Does it feel like maybe she's purifying it?
I think it might be more of like an eating thing.
Eating? She steps
Ah.
away.
Roll
Oh,
an
So
insight check. Roll an insight check, Sana. This is about you.
Her
The
aura
card!
is getting,
No, okay.
Her
Insight?
aura is getting
25.
stronger. Ooh.
Based on what they're saying, what Agnes had just put down, you do feel like you're not connected to whatever this darkness is. You just know that within yourself. You know
Yeah.
that you are good. And that maybe something tried to kill you as a baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
figuring.
remember what your adopted parents said, how they found you. They actually didn't describe it because
Yeah, I
those
noticed
type of
that.
people who didn't want to use that kind of language, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to like muddle their mind by bringing up what they had seen. But they inferred that what they had seen was something pretty bad involving a baby. And now you see it, this like big burn mark. To them, it would have looked like someone tried to like burn a baby alive. Don't know why someone would have done this to you, but you know for some reason, like Harry Potter, you fucking survived.
I'm the girl who lived.
Oh my
You
god.
lived. You just know that you survived, and
Backstory was so basic. Way to go, Ghost. Way to spice it up.
there's much more. You don't know why this would have happened, who would have done this to a baby, where this baby come from, who your parents are still what you're wondering now, but you're certain that this is not where you were from. You were brought here when you were very young, and somehow you were spared, somehow you lived. And everyone around her can see that there is something celestial about her. It's quite apparent when you look at her through the oculary, especially here, because she literally like negates what's going on. Whatever this harmless, shadow-rooted effect is. Harmless to you guys, but clearly has taken its toll on smaller creatures and wildlife.
Sana.
Uh,
I want to request.
request? Anything.
What happens if you take a little bit of your blood and put it on that flame, if you will? There's something different about you. I wonder how it reacts to your, I suppose, your lifeblood, if you will. It seems to not like your presence. I wonder how it reacts to your very being.
She looks nervously at where the flame is. Perhaps you might be onto something. And I reach into my boot to take out a small knife. Cut my hand over the flame. Well, just like prick my finger. He's muted.
Done.
Yeah, you do, and as the blood hits, a similar effect as to when the invisible fires upon you, it like, staunches. It comes back up with the lack of blood, and you feel within yourself, and as someone who is magically practiced, it might take a bit more of a push from you than just a few drops of blood.
With
But
that,
you may have the power within you to stop or heal, mend, if you will, what this is.
with that, I think I know how to stop this place from being affected by it any longer. I just want to try something that might make this easier first. And I touch the ground, my finger's still pricked, and attempt to do this an easy way with remove curse.
Roll a.
I hit her with a
wizard spellcasting, right?
Yeah.
hit her with a bardic.
Ooh.
Okay. You could use your intelligence and then call upon your practice knowledge as a wizard to do this. But at the same time, as the blood is trickling from your hand into this scar of negative energy, you feel that there is something else natural about you, your own charisma that you can invoke into this, which I know is much worse for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you can choose to do that if you want. I'll give you a hint. It's calling you to take the harder approach.
Yeah.
You can feel that, even though your charisma is bold, right? You're, much better wizard. There's something natural about you, about just who you are and your heritage as your blood flows, and Agnesia's hand then on your shoulder, just kind of embolstering you with further guidance. And in a way, maybe lending some of her charisma to you in that moment as it's your choice, intelligence or charisma check.
Say no more. All right, first off, what's the bardic die? 1d8?
D6.
1d6. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, she calls upon that natural charisma that she.
Advantage on the check.
Ooh, advantage. Okay.
Advantage, bardic, and guidance. Oh my god.
18.
Yeah, I didn't even roll
first
the bonuses I had on it. So guidance and bardic. Oh! Oh, it was
Very
not
nice.
me!
28
Very
charisma.
That's amazing.
You had to call upon everything you had and even a little bit more to come back and mend this scar. And you do just that. Those of you who are watching, on the material plane, there is a visible after ripple of this flame vanishing. It just kind of reappears for a second and then goes away in just a plume. And you can see the forest here just kind of laxes a bit, as if it's been under constant stress for so long. Just the whole
Aw.
place sighs.
Good
And
treat.
what you could only see through the oculary before her aura, currently you can see like Sauna just full on glowing like the Hercules in like the Disney movies, for a moment, and then kind of fades back to her mortal state. And Agnicia, in that moment as well, was just like in that same glow, standing there with you. So as we see that fade, whatever was going on seems to be rectified now. Within a few seconds, there's like a silence as you guys are taking this in. With the mending of this place and the unlocking of future adventures, birds start to roll back in, more blue jays and such. Life takes hold once again in this hidden glen. These heroes, our heroes, the Scarlet Vanguard, look amongst each other, once again tightening their bonds of family and readying themselves for whatever adventures lie ahead. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's episode, picking up
Oh.
shortly thereafter for next week.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was
It's on
a
the
great
table.
session.
We got on the table, but I'm sure you ended the recording already.